We all have a pattern, not a habit, a pattern. It's what you expect to think, what you expect to feel, what you expect to do next. And some of these patterns have been running for decades. You bought the course, you've joined the program, you wrote the business plan, you joined the mastermind, you told yourself, this time I'm doing it. And then somehow you ended up back in the same place, right smack dab in the very same place. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, not because you're not smart enough. It's because there may be a story underneath the pattern. And until you see it, you keep trying to change the behavior, but that deeper pattern keeps pulling you back. So today I want to help you recognize what a pattern really is, where it shows up, and what starts to change once you finally see the story underneath it. And if you stick with me, I'll give you 3 clues that you might be running a pattern. You see, the real problem isn't the behavior. We keep trying to fix the thing we can see. I need a better content calendar. I need more accountability. I need to be more disciplined. Now, sometimes those things actually do help. But when you've tried them over and over and over, and you still end up in the same place, it is worth asking yourself, what's the real issue underneath the behavior? You don't need another strategy. If every time you get close to being visible, close to being seen and heard, something in you suddenly needs to clean the pantry. That kitchen really is a mess. Or how about that pile of stuff in the garage you've been meaning to sort through? Now, a pattern has a familiar rhythm, and you may not notice it at first because it has that lulling, familiar rhythm. It may feel like a reasonable reaction in the moment, but when you step back and you realize, oh, I've been here before, this feels really familiar. Now, a pattern might look like something like this. I get inspired. Oh, wow, I've got this amazing idea. I make a plan. I feel hopeful, kind of excited. I imagine people seeing me. I imagine it getting it out there. And then suddenly I start to question myself. I get a little tense, might just feel really tired, or suddenly I just need a little more clarity. I'm not quite ready. When I get this part done, then I'll do this part. So I stop. And then I feel disappointed. Energy kind of drains away. I feel frozen in place. And then I decide I just need a new plan. That pattern is usually trying to keep you from something you're starting to feel. Even as I say this, you may be noticing some of that feeling. It might be a feeling of the fear of rejection or exposure or failure or shame or pressure. So many ways it can show up. It might sound like if I'm fully seen, I will be judged about how I look, about how I sound, about how old I am. If I try again and it doesn't work, I'm going to feel like a fool. People like me don't get to have that. I'm not some kind of a social media influencer. Who's going to even care? It's too late. It's just too late. I should have started this 20 years ago. I could do the work, but I just don't think I can handle any more disappointment, any more failure, any more judgment, any more criticism. Oh, what if I succeed with this? Then even more is going to be expected. And how am I going to live up to that? I might as well just not even bother. Any of that sound familiar? Feels very uncomfortable for me even to say these things as examples because the problem is any of these things may be protecting you from an old threat, something way behind where you are now, while blocking that current desire, that place you want to go to. Now, no shade on Nike, but sometimes just do it just doesn't work. It might when the resistance is mild, when there's just a lower hum of, maybe I'll do this later. It just doesn't work when the resistance is tied to your identity, to who you believe you are or capable of being, to memory or deeply practiced emotional expectation, especially later in life. If you're midlife, past 50, past 60, past 70, you're not starting with a blank page, obviously. You have a history, you have losses, you have wins, you have disappointments. You have made decisions that you had good reasons for at the time you made them, but some of those old decisions are still shaping what feels possible for you right now, today. Now, I'm going to tell you 3 signs that you're in a pattern, not just a simple habit. And that pattern is likely connected to a story that's not serving you, but is very familiar. The first one is that you keep making new plans from the same stuck place. I have a new notebook, I have a new page on my calendar, I have a new concept in AI, but then you're hitting the same wall. It's still there, surrounding you, no matter what new plans you make. Second one is your feelings become predictable. You already know what comes next. You're already starting to feel the feelings. You already know whether you're going to feel excitement or doubt or delay or guilt. Those signs are already creeping up. Those whispers are already in your ear. You kind of know where it's going at some level, even if you're not acknowledging it. You may not be completely conscious of it, but your subconscious knows. And the third one is the stop happens at the same threshold, this far and no further, right before publishing, right before selling, right before asking, right before being seen, right before hitting record. Once you see it, that's where the untangling begins. Because once seen, it really can't be unseen. Seeing the pattern doesn't mean it vanishes on command. It doesn't mean, okay, it's gone forever. When you get that first glimpse, maybe it's out of the corner of your eye, you see the pattern, the shadow of it. But now, once you start seeing it, you're no longer arguing with yourself at the surface level because something deeper is happening. It's already happening now. You can start to meet the real thing because you can handle it. You can face off with it. And you may find you start to feel lighter the moment you begin to really notice it. That is where the change becomes possible because now you're working with truth instead of fighting a symptom. Now you're beginning to see. And as you do, you may notice that lighter feeling of, oh, okay, because you have the answers within. Your subconscious knows everything. And even if it's been submerged under layers and layers and layers of other stories that you're telling yourself, not your fault. This is just how our minds work. But here's something to sit with today. Where in your life do you keep arriving at the same emotional ending? That same story, that same rerunning of an argument, that same feeling of being frozen in inertia, that same feeling of maybe it doesn't even matter because nobody sees me anyway. You may change the plan. You may change the timeline. You may change the wording. But does the ending keep feeling strangely familiar? That deja vu, I've been here before. There's a weird kind of comfort in that even. Sometimes we acknowledge that familiar, strange ending. It feels kind of comfortable in a lot of ways. This is the work I care about deeply, helping people see the pattern underneath the struggle. Because when you do finally see what's been running the show, maybe for decades, then you're no longer completely inside it. You're not just a passenger in the back seat anymore. You're standing over there looking at it saying, oh, I see you. I see you. And that is where the untangling can begin. I have been doing this work for over 20 years, but now it's reached deeper levels of effectiveness. as I've developed more skills and more awareness of it myself in my own life and in the lives of those I serve. I do offer a free way to begin seeing and untangling. I call it a Get Unstuck call. I'll put the link in the description. And also, I've got a free experience coming up in the next week or so. I'll be telling you more about that. I'm Tina Lorenz. I've been online for over 21 years. And believe me, at the age of 75, I've done a lot of untangling of my own. So if I can help you do some of that as well, that's what I'm called to. Thanks for being here with me today, and I will be talking to you again soon. Bye for now.